Yo, what's going on, guys? Mickeyctx, and I'm gonna be here talking about how to become popular with the upperclassmen. What do I mean about that? I know quite a few of you are gonna be probably coming into your 9th grade year or freshman year, whatever year that may be and where you're from, but I remember how it felt when I was a freshman, how it was felt to be called fresh meat, fish, things like that. I mean, it's just part of the routine that the upperclassmen gives held to the underclassmen. So I mean, that's pretty much of a very normal thing to go through in high school. So if you're gonna get picked on because you're a freshman, don't think that you're probably the only one. I mean, I know it doesn't happen to every single freshman, because there's some huge freshmen that even upperclassmen probably won't want to fuck with, but I know there's quite a few smaller ones, or just people that just don't give a fuck and just mess with every single person. And of course, they have reputations of dumping freshmen in trash cans, beating them up, you know, playing around like that, and it just gets annoying. So I'm gonna give you a few tips of what I did when I was a freshman to become more accepted with the upperclassmen. Now, these are just my opinions, and I'm not saying they're gonna work at a 100% rate, but it does work if you put them in, if you apply them, of course, in the right ways. Now, the first thing I did was I knew that I had family that was a little older than me, that were my cousins. So as soon as I got to that high school and I was a freshman, first thing I did was I sat with my cousins. They were like juniors, I think, that year when I was a freshman. So I was in 9th grade, they were in 11th grade. And first thing I did was, of course, I got along with my cousins, so it wasn't too hard for me to at least find a little bit more comfort and protection from the upperclassmen. So that was the first step I did. So if you have any family, that's probably the first thing you should probably look for. If you have, of course, you know, popular family. My cousins were pretty well known in my high school, so getting to know them definitely helped me out. Now, another thing that you could also do is that if you're gonna be getting in high school, try to join as many clubs as you can. The mistake that I did was that I didn't join that many clubs. Like for now is the drama club and shit like that. I mean, whatever gets you into, like, you know, the popular crowd. I mean, just find out what your school has, and I mean, it could be, I don't know, I have no idea what your school might offer, but as far as that, I know in my high school, all the fucktards went to the drama club, because it was probably the easiest club you could probably be in. And although I know I should have been in it, and I also should have done French, my dumbass took German class, and that really messed me up. But I mean, you should also do things like that might benefit you with the crowd, of course. If you're gonna be trying to get, you know, fit in a little bit more, the things I can also recommend you is try to join a sport. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that also helps you out to become more recognized, and it's also good for you. I mean, if you're gonna be in sports, I mean, baseball, football, tennis, I mean, anything really that might help you out. I mean, every single athlete in my school was popular. I mean, you could have been the fucking lacrosse team, and you could have been popular. Even the soccer players were popular. So I mean, that goes to show that popularity does come with, of course, some sports that you do. I mean, you know, even the student council, that's something I ran for, and I got vice president. And I don't know in your high school, because it's like a 50-50 on student council. So I mean, those are just some things that you might try to look into, because in my high school, the yearbook people, of course, they were also pretty well known. And now if that's what you're trying to look for, there's people that just don't give a fuck about getting popular and things like that. I'm not saying that that's like everything that there is to you know, become in high school, but there's some of you guys that might want to become a little bit better known. Now, you gotta remember, when you become more known in high school, of course, it comes with the territory that, of course, you're gonna get invited to more parties. You know, you're also gonna get more responses from some females, and that's always a benefit, because I mean, you're not gonna meet them, you know, at a fucking library all the time. I mean, yeah, you might get lucky once or twice throughout the year. You might even find yourself a girl. I mean, that's what you look for when, you know, if you're gonna go out there, you gotta go out there where the girls are at. Now, if you're looking for, of course, the more skimpy girls, I mean, that's where you gotta go where the upperclassmen parties are at. because a lot of the seniors are partying with college people. You got to remember that. And they're trying to party with the older crowd, because in their mind they're like, we're grown people, we don't want to hang around with just the young crowd, the kids. And that's what they're calling it. You know, people that are older, like my age, we look at high school kids still like kids. I mean, even though they're still seniors, it doesn't really matter. But in the high school ambition, I mean, that's just what it is. They're gonna look for college parties because, you know, they're with the older crowd, and of course it comes with more liquor, you know, better parties supposedly, things like that. But I mean, if that's what you're gonna get into, I mean, I'm gonna have to tell you to be careful, because you know, you also don't want to drink and drive, shit like that. I mean, taking someone's life is never cool. But alright, back to the whole upperclassmen thing. Now, another thing you might want to do as well is like I mentioned previously, is that join like the French club or shit like that, or learn French. A lot of girls take Spanish as well. A lot of people take Spanish. A lot of dumbasses take Spanish. And the reason I say that's because it's one of the easiest things to learn, and most teachers that teach Spanish could barely speak Spanish themselves. So I mean, it's not going to be a very hard class to be in. So that's always a good idea to be in. Now, as far as meeting the upperclassmen, like I said, if you're in sports and you happen to make varsity, things like that, that's going to help you become a little bit more known with the upperclassmen. Now, something that you could also might want to get into is that if I can go back and do one more thing besides the student council, is become in the photo club. The reason I say that's because me, after working with a magazine, before of course I did YouTube, I worked with a lot of models, a ton of them actually, and a lot of my stuff has been published. So meeting a lot of girls was through, of course, photography. So if you want to meet a lot of girls and become a little bit more popular, if you want to be known with the upperclassmen, well, these are just some things you can do. There's a lot of other things that your high school might offer and shit like that. I mean, go ahead and research some of or just ask around. I'm sure that you might get some help. So of course, another tip, of course, before I leave, is try to stay as fashionable as you can. Don't undergroom and shit like that. I mean, I'm gonna do another video on how to dress, things like that, if you guys like this, of course, episode, and more shit like that. But yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, because I mean, this is the shit I did in high school. I'm not telling you that it's gonna work for you at 100%, but it did work for me in my high school, and I had a ton of fun. I was in the homecoming court and shit like that. I mean, it's just tips. I'm just giving you tips. So yeah, if you like this video, hit that like button, and if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I always appreciate it when you do. Until next time, this is your Heart of a Champion, Mickeyctx, signing off. Yo guys, I forgot to mention a huge shout out to Mark Miller. He is the designer for my sexy new background on my YouTube channel. If you guys haven't seen it, it's the brand new one you guys are seeing right now, and his description is right here. He's the one that helped me design it. If you guys need any kind of work, go ahead and click that annotation, and it will take you straight to his YouTube page, and tell him Mickeyctx sent you. Alright guys, thank you.